establishment. Joining me now, House Majority Whip and California Republican Congresswoman Kevin McCarthy. Congressman, thank you. Let's talk about this. This is not the first time that we've had the official Republican response and a Tea Party response. Michelle Bachmann, your colleague, has given one as well. Is this sending the wrong message for a party that needs to unite around a common theme to sort of combat President Obama and his popularity at the moment?
I don't think so. I think you're hearing from two very popular senators that expand the view of the Republican Party. It gives you a little more libertarian view, which I think our party needs to embrace a little more, to go a little further and less government. Marco Rubio, a star within his own rights that expands the party beyond the Republican registration. I think you'll see a majority of Americans agree with both of them, and that's the first start for Republicans and a good start.
Now, Congressman, how important is it? Much has been made of the fact that you have President Obama in the bully pulpit on one side, and since John Boehner struggled with the fiscal cliff, there's not a Republican foil. Is Marco Rubio the best Republican foil to President Obama for your party going forward?
Look, I think we have a lot of people out there that can stand up to the president, but don't underestimate this House. I listened to the White House before. This is the second largest Republican majority since World War II. This is larger than any majority during Newt Gingrich's years, and we're very united in the process of where we move forward. But we have governors across this nation, more than we've had in the past. We've got a strong House, and we've got a very strong Senate that I believe in the next election can take the majority.
And let me ask you, Congressman, you said you're united on where you move forward. Where do you move forward specifically? Because I would say in the last couple months we've seen on fiscal cliff Republicans back away in some way. On debt ceiling, you guys postponed the debt ceiling vote. Where do you go? It appears as though President Obama has the upper hand. Immigration reform seems like Republicans are moving in the direction of a path to citizenship. I know that's an important issue in your district, very agricultural-based district in California. What specifically are you united behind that differentiates you from the president and can get passed both through the Republican House, which I'm sure you can pass things through, but also through the Democratic Senate and signed by a Democratic president of the United States?
Well, first and foremost, I'd say the #1 priority anybody that elected should do a budget. You know, if the Senate doesn't pass the budget, they won't be paid. Same thing for the House. The House has always passed the budget since we took the majority and actually laid out a plan to balance the budget, which we will do this year, within the next 10 years. I listened to the White House. I wish the White House would put that same political pressure behind their own Senate Democrats to pass the budget. You know how long it's been since the Democrats passed the budget in the Senate. The iPad hadn't even been introduced yet, and the CEO of Apple, I guess, will be at the State of the Union. This is the first and foremost thing we must do to get our fiscal house in order, is get a budget passed. And I think Republicans are very strong on that motion, and that sets a plan to put us on a path to growing this economy.
Congressman, the economy, obviously, the largest issue, the issue that if in any poll the American public cares the most about, but an emotional issue that has a touchstone in my home state of Connecticut, in Newtown, with the shooting tragedy there. There's going to be, Gabrielle Giffords is going to be there, obviously a former colleague of yours, but also Ted Nugent, someone who's been very outspoken in favor of gun rights, is coming as a guest of one of your colleagues, Texas Congressman Steve Stockman. Is that sending the wrong message to bring someone like Ted Nugent, who has made some statements, let's call them impolitic, and give him the benefit of the doubt? Is that the wrong message for your party on an issue that's as emotional and as raw for many people as this one is?
Look, I find that emotion is very strong emotion, but people all across America have different views on this. There's a Second Amendment view that's very strong as well. And as we move forward in this debate, we'll take it just as the four founders said. We'll go through committee and work on the legislation and find what is best to protect America and protect those individual rights.
And let me ask you very quickly on guns. Is it the right strategic course for Republicans to only consider a bill, a gun bill, that has a support of the majority of Republicans in the House? Is that what you believe should happen, should be the right next step moving forward?
Look, I look forward to looking at all the different pieces of legislation move forward. I'll be very interested in see what gets out of the Senate. I listen to a lot of the Senate Democrats who talk about disagreement with their own Democrats. I think when you talk about a split, it's the Senate Democrats that are split on this, and it will be interesting to see what comes out of the Senate.
And even if it did not have, let's say something comes out of the Senate, even if it did not have a majority of the majority, is that something on guns, because of the centrality of this issue to so many people, the desire for something to happen? Does Congress, House, Senate, do we need to pass some sort of gun control measure in this Congress?
I think the thing you have to do is let's look through committee and let's look at what we can do. I think there's a lot of things we need to do when it comes to mental health that we need to deal with, and that's something that we have in the House that we've been working right now. We have a member assigned to it as well, and you'll find in committee that we'll be taking this up, just as the structure is before us of how to deal with legislation.
Congressman Kevin McCarthy of California, I know it's a busy day. Thanks for taking some time.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.